37-year-old Robert Williams, known by his rap name Meek Mill, is the latest artist making headlines for his alleged connections to Sean Diddy Combs.
It's no secret that Diddy and Meek Mill had one of the tightest bonds in the game. Partners in the industry, rubbing shoulders at exclusive parties, and hyping each other up like brothers. But here's the twist. That brotherhood just boomeranged, and it's hitting Diddy where it hurts the most.
Okay, you have it? Let's hear it.
A secret tape. Yes, that kind of tape has leaked. And let's just say it's got the courtroom in a frenzy. Diddy's attorney isn't playing defense anymore. They're on the offense, throwing down threats and accusations left, right, and center. The energy? Absolutely chaotic. Whatever's on that tape is powerful enough to shake even Diddy's untouchable empire.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work.
But why now? Is karma catching up, or is someone out there trying to knock the king off his throne? The timing is suspicious, and the whispers are getting louder. Everyone's asking, what else could Diddy be hiding?
Now when they put the camera on him, he got to be extra tough. Hey, yo, I'm no Diddy gang. Nobody even knew the gang existed. He created the gang.
And the stakes? Oh, they are sky high. Diddy's reputation, his billion-dollar legacy, and even his closest relationships are now on the line. Whatever this tape reveals, it could flip the entire narrative on its head and drag a few other big names down with it. Stay tuned, because this storm is just getting started. Ever since the Diddy saga began to unravel, Meek Mill has been spiraling, and not in the way you'd expect. It's like watching someone continuously fall victim to their own stupidity and big mouth. The drama came to light once again when Meek, already known for his outspoken opinions and frequent rants, went off on social media, calling out the press for focusing too much on the death of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson and neglecting the tragic deaths of hundreds of children in the hood. He ranted on X, slamming broadcasting channels and the media for their priorities. When somebody put me up to the challenge, I'll collect 1,000 guns off Philadelphia Street without snitching. Just helping clean my community. I ain't come this far for off games. Only pain and growth. Rest in peace to that CEO too. His life matters too. Never overlooking the life of a human unless they're a danger to society. I don't know anything about no healthcare CEOs except SingCare because they are for us. His fans were quick to chime in, flooding the comment section with their own thoughts. But it wasn't long before the conversation shifted. The focus quickly returned to his very public connection with Sean Combs, and people couldn't help but highlight the controversies surrounding the two. It didn't take long before the entire thing began to snowball. Meek Mill, already a target of public scrutiny, seemed to be unable to escape the endless cycle of headlines. The next thing we knew, Meek was doubling down on the situation, offering up a whopping $100,000 to anyone who could help investigate why his name kept getting tied to Diddy's.
This week, he put an offer on the table, a $100,000 reward for anyone who can figure out how he got named in Rodney Jones' lawsuit in the first place.
I want to hire an investigative team, $100K cash, to find out every specific detail involving Meek Mill's name to Diddy's case, he tweeted. I also want them to look at who is powering the media involving Meek. Anything to do with Buddy. Something's not right. His frustration was palpable. Meek was clearly feeling the heat, but the fact that he had the audacity to throw money at the issue was a spectacle in itself. It seemed like the more he tried to clear his name, the more he dug himself into a hole. And if that wasn't enough, Meek continued his rants, this time turning to DJ Academics. The two went back and forth in a series of online exchanges, with Meek throwing accusations left and right. He claimed that someone was behind the smear campaign against him, with his name being dragged into this Diddy mess in ways he couldn't comprehend. The streets know what's up with me. That's not the case, Meek tweeted. We talking about business side, somebody powering these bad campaigns with Meek. But here's the problem. No one's really accusing Meek of any crimes. There's no evidence suggesting he's done anything wrong. And yet, here he is, feeding into the drama with his own knee-jerk reactions and emotional outbursts. His frustration is understandable to an extent. Being constantly dragged into controversy can take a toll on anyone's psyche. But let's be real, Meek Mill's behavior right now, it's absurd. In this day and age, making a fuss like this over a few online whispers and rumors feels downright ridiculous. He's feeding the flames of gossip that have no actual evidence backing them up. It's the kind of attention-seeking that only works to add fuel to the fire. What's even crazier, though, is that Meek could actually sue Diddy for whatever was going on between them if he wanted to. There's no shortage of speculation about their relationship, and the idea that Diddy might have crossed boundaries with him has been whispered about behind closed doors. But instead of taking legal action and going through the proper channels, Meek chooses the route of public spectacle, firing off random accusations, throwing money at the problem, and engaging in online drama. It's mind-boggling, since one of the ex-bodyguards came out insinuating that Meek was under the influence of a D. Here's where things get even more complicated. Meek's legal options are right there in front of him. He could have stood up against Diddy in a courtroom, filed the necessary complaints, and gotten the justice he claims to seek. But no, he chose not to.
I think if they are a government witness, they're probably less likely to say anything because they don't want to have their public comments then be used against them if they have to testify at a trial.
And while there are no solid allegations of criminal activity against him, the fact that he hasn't pursued a case against Diddy has left many people scratching their heads. Why not go for the legal route? Why keep dragging things out in the public eye, creating more chaos and throwing more fuel to an already scorching fire? It's not just Meek's choice to sit back and let the rumors swirl that's concerning, because there are rumors swirling that Diddy's camp has tapes. Yes, tapes of some highly sensitive moments. And if Meek ever decided to take the stand against Diddy, it could mean the end of his career as he knows it. People are saying that these tapes are in the hands of the feds, and if they were ever released or used as leverage in a legal battle, it could destroy Meek in ways he can't even imagine.
8 videos featured 8 celebrities at Diddy freak offs or parties, and that 6 were males, 2 were females.
Think about it. We're talking about someone who has been tied to the most notorious figures in the entertainment industry, with whispers of shady dealings and alleged cover-ups. And yet Meek Mill, who could have been in control of his own narrative, is instead allowing Diddy's legal team to manipulate the situation to their advantage. The reality is, Diddy's lawyers are no strangers to dirty tricks, and they know exactly how to play the game when it comes to handling high-profile individuals like Meek. So what's really going on here? It's not just about the drama between Meek and Diddy. It's about the larger game being played behind the scenes. Diddy's camp knows how to keep people in check, and right now, it looks like Meek Mill is caught in their web. Whether it's manipulation through legal threats or the sheer pressure of the situation, one thing is clear. Meek's current position is precarious at best. And while he continues to rant on social media, offering cash rewards and making grandiose claims, the truth is that the power dynamics at play are far more dangerous than he seems to realize. Meek Mill seems to be pulling out all the stops to defend his friend Sean Combs, as the S-crime accusations against the music mogul continue to make headlines. Meek took to Twitter, expressing his hope that the allegations against Diddy turn out to be false. And he even hinted that Diddy's arrest was rooted in bias. In a tweet that has since gone viral, Meek wrote, "They putting black men in jail off stories. I wish Puff well. He's a black man. I hope he didn't do most of that stuff they saying he did." While Meek's sentiments may seem like an attempt to back up a friend in need, the reality of the situation is much harsher. The music industry is notoriously cutthroat, and no matter how strong the bonds may seem, Meek is learning the hard way that there aren't any real friends in this business. The truth is, if the roles were reversed, Diddy wouldn't hesitate for a second before switching sides to save his own skin. In a world where alliances are as fickle as the latest trend, Meek's loyalty is a luxury Diddy might not return when it matters most. Meek also took a jab at those who've distanced themselves from Diddy, implying that they must be hiding something. He tweeted, "Why y'all so scared to talk? Y'all must got stuff in closet. My past? The streets. It's nothing to hide." But what Meek might be overlooking here is that the very same people who are staying quiet might be the ones who see this as the perfect opportunity to keep their own skeletons buried. The industry thrives on secrets and power dynamics, and Meek might soon realize that his loud defense of Diddy isn't going to earn him a lifelong ally. It's more likely to be seen as a strategic move, especially when there's so much at stake. Meek's loyalty is admirable, but it's also naive. Diddy might be his friend then, but in the cutthroat world of celebrity and business, those friendships can disappear as quickly as they were made.
It seemed like Meek Mill was an actual friend.
There's no friends in the industry, Vlad.
But it seemed like they were actually had a relationship.
It's no friends in the industry, Vlad.
If Diddy finds himself backed into a corner, it's hard to imagine him not doing whatever it takes to save his own reputation, even if that means throwing Meek under the bus. This entire situation could have been avoided if Meek had just stayed out of the limelight, kept quiet, and let the legal system do its work. But now, He's made himself a target, and in a world where everyone's watching, that's not exactly a position of power. Recently, a shocking video from a 2014 birthday party thrown by Sean Diddy Combs for Meek Mill has come to light, and it's seriously short-circuiting Meek's brain as he tries to navigate just how deep he's gotten himself into this mess. The footage, which resurfaced after being handed over to the Daily Mail by the mansion's property manager, Jason Haidt, reveals a chaotic, de-fueled party filled with scantily clad women, illicit substances, and disturbingly inappropriate behavior. One of the most shocking parts of the video shows men eating sushi off a naked model, while the aftermath of the party left a trail of destruction that Haidt described as disgusting. With white powder scattered across the property and the aftermath littered with broken bottles, used condoms, and even S-related items, it's no wonder Meek's reaction to the footage has been one of rapid damage control. There were broken bottles of alcohol, used condoms, red on the beddings, powder, razor blades by the hundreds, lubricants on the dressers and marble floors. Not only that, Combs' assistant relayed specific requirements that were needed from the property manager for their stay. They requested that all interior bedroom door locks were to be ordered new and left unopened for their arrival for security purposes, as they would need to supervise the installation. And both keys were to be given to Mr. Combs directly and nobody else. Haidt claimed the dad of Seven's team asked for double-sided locks on bedroom doors to be left unlocked for guests' arrival, with 2 sets to be given to Diddy. He says he agreed to stay on site during the party in case any problems arose during their stay. I told them I have a detached guest house in the rear of the property and that unless they summon me, I will stay there, he said. I explained to them that the mansion is a period home, which meant all bedroom doors were solid wood with solid brass Mortise-type locks with crystal door handles and skeleton keys. Haidt also claimed Combs and his team wanted to bring their own smoke detectors. They stated this property mandated the use of smoke detectors in all areas of the homes and guest houses, which I replied we have. They said they would prefer brand new ones and would have them shipped to me. They would install them upon arrival, he shared. They said the detectors will be temporarily attached and removed after the event. I agreed. With these implicating details hitting the news, it's understandable that Meek is now desperate to separate himself from Diddy's tarnished reputation. Meek recently went viral for a clip where he confidently declared, "No Diddy."
Yeah, y'all already know how we playing out this motherfucker. Real life. No Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life, don't ever disrespect.
But here's the problem. Meek Mill's efforts to separate himself may be too little too late. The party footage, along with the web of controversy surrounding Diddy, has already tied Meek to the disgraced mogul in ways that can't easily be erased. And as the saying goes, you can't unring a bell. Meek may be trying to clean his hands of the situation, but the reality is, he's been linked to Diddy for years, and this video is a glaring reminder of just how deep the ties run. The more he protests, the more it looks like he's only digging himself deeper into a hole he might not be able to climb out of.
More than 30 lawsuits have already been filed against him alleging assault and
While Meek Mill is in hot water, Diddy is dancing in the flames right now. You see, as Meek tries to separate himself from the growing controversy surrounding his former mentor, the heat on Sean Combs continues to intensify. 3 more men have come forward with disturbing accusations of R and SA, piling on to the already mounting legal pressure against the hip-hop mogul. These new lawsuits, which span incidents from 2019 to 2022, paint a terrifying picture of manipulation, intoxication, and alleging that Diddy D'd and R'd the plaintiffs at private parties.
The patterns. Whenever you have a serial, they follow a pattern. Harvey Weinstein had a pattern, Sean Combs has a pattern, and with all 3 of them, the stories are a little different, but the pattern's always the same.
According to the plaintiffs, Diddy himself played a direct role in their victimization. 2 of the men claim that during their time at exclusive parties hosted by the mogul, he personally offered them drinks laced with substances that left them unconscious. And in those dark moments, they allege, Diddy took advantage of their incapacitation, aiding them while others recorded the horrific acts.
Every single one of them, after these, were threatened. They were threatened with physical harm. They were told, if you do anything, it's not going to be good for you.
This is just the latest in a series of over 30 civil lawsuits filed against Diddy, with many of them containing eerily similar allegations of SA dating back to the 1990s. The rapper's legal team has fiercely denied the charges, calling them full of lies, and promising to seek sanctions against anyone they believe has made false claims. But no matter how vehemently his attorneys push back, the growing pile of accusations paints a far uglier picture.
What else are they going to say? They're not going to say they're true. They're going to say the typical thing that's said in every single one of these cases, that these are untrue, it's made up, it's phony, it's just a monetary shakedown. What else can they do?
The shocking part is that these lawsuits aren't just coming from one or two disgruntled individuals. According to Thomas Graffia, the attorney representing the plaintiffs, his office has been contacted by over 60 people with similar accusations against Diddy. And while the men bringing these latest lawsuits are staying anonymous for fear of retaliation, their claims seem chillingly consistent with what we've already heard. The allegations of D, A, and manipulation are building a case that could forever alter Diddy's legacy. As if that wasn't enough, Diddy's troubles are compounded by federal criminal charges tied to ST and racketeering. Authorities allege that Diddy was involved in a long-running scheme that exploited and aided individuals, including organizing D-fueled parties with male S workers. His involvement in these crimes could lead to even more legal battles, and as of now, he has pleaded not guilty. With everything swirling around him, Diddy's reputation seems irreparably tarnished, and as Meek Mill scrambles to disconnect from Diddy and avoid further association, one thing remains painfully clear. While Meek may be in a precarious position, Diddy is already feeling the full weight of the consequences of his actions. That's all for today. Be sure to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos like this.